kale chips. So most recipes for kale chips, I find that I don't really like them. For example, if they're baked in the oven with salt, those I don't really find appealing at all. I do, however, really enjoy the ones with a cashew base. So the recipe I'm going to walk you through today has a cashew base, and this one is quite spicy, but you can always reduce the spices if you like. We will go through the whole process and I'll show you how they turn out at the end. These kale chips that I make, I find are really similar to the ones that I buy at my local store. Well, actually, I don't really buy them. I've bought them a couple times because they're $7 a bag. So with this recipe, you can make kale chips that are just as delicious as those for a fraction of the price. Okay, so let's go out to the garden and gather some kale for the kale chips. It's windy, cold, and rainy right now. Not the ideal time to be gardening, but it is a great time to be cooking indoors. So I've got so much kale, it's not even funny. And since you just trim the outer leaves, it just grows all summer long. I have so many ideas for kale. I can post more videos if anyone's interested. For now, let's just pick some of these leaves and get out of here. Okay, like I said, you can just take the outer leaves, pick those, put them in your basket, and you'll keep getting kale all summer long. So I'm gonna pick, and then I'll get back to you inside. Okay, so we have all the ingredients ready to go. We'll just talk about these really quickly and then blend them all up. Okay, so we have nutritional yeast here, 1/3 of a cup of cashews, all my lovely kale from the garden, which you just have to take the stems off. I'll show you how I do that, and wash them really well. Olive oil and some fresh squeezed lemon juice. And then we have our spices here. There's cayenne pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and salt. And then a cup of red pepper, diced. So I will post the recipe in the comments below with all the details. One thing I wanted to mention about the red pepper is that often I will use dehydrated tomatoes from my garden, and I find these work equally well, even better because then they're from the garden too. So let's blend these up and go from there. Okay, I'm ready to blend up all of the ingredients except the kale, of course. I did forget to mention though that you will also want to add up to 1/2 cup of water to get the right consistency. So I'll start with 1/2 cup and just put in some of it, see how it goes, then I might need to add some more. Okay, the kale is thoroughly washed, so I'm just going to show you how I chop it up or break it off the spine. So basically I just take the kale leaf like this. There's the spine there, grab it and go like that, and the spine stays off. Then just break those into a couple of rough pieces and toss them into the bowl. So again, you don't want that spine in the dehydrator, so you'll just take those off. If it doesn't work so well, then you can just go like this, break it into rough pieces, toss them in the bowl. Then we're going to add our sauce. Okay, now for the part that might gross some people out because you have to get your hands a little slimy. I guess you could use a spoon, but I find it easiest to massage the sauce in. Okay, so I've got my sauce plopped on top of my kale. I'm going to massage it all in, then I'm going to lay it out on my dehydrator trays. I just have a basic 4-tray dehydrator right now, but I definitely want to save up for an Excalibur. Okay, so I'm massaging it all in. Very slimy. I've obviously washed my hands very well. Then you're just going to get like really slimy pieces like this, but it's pretty thick, the sauce that you're putting on it. I know it looks nasty, but wait till you see the end result. It is delicioso. Okay, so now we're going to take these pieces and lay them on the dehydrator tray. So it's going to be pretty covered in gunk. Lay it out. Make sure your pieces do not touch each other. Okay, so Getting some more pieces, laying them out, not touching each other. And we're going to do this until all 4 trays are covered. I know it looks gross right now, but I promise it will not be nasty. Just washing my hands again, and I'll finish doing this and show you what it looks like when we're done. Okay, the 4 trays are filled and ready to go, so now I'm just going to put it in the dehydrator at 55 degrees Celsius or 130 degrees Fahrenheit for about 9 hours. I like to check it and see how they're coming along. Might be 7 hours, might be 8. All depends on how liquidy that sauce was. Okay, so I'll see you in a few hours to let you know how they turned out. Okay, so they're all done. It's been about 9 hours. So as you can see, they're nice and crunchy. Let's see. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And so all I need now, this took about 9 hours. All I need now is a taste tester. Rio, can you tell me what you think?
Okay. These are delicious.
Okay, so that's the kale chips.